Virtually 100% of the net job creation in the last year has gone to migrants. You know that? Most of the job creation has gone to migrants. In fact, I've heard that substantially more than beyond the number of 100%. It's a much higher number than that, but the government hasn't caught up with that yet.
Trump had another embarrassing press conference on Thursday where apparently over 100% of the job creation went to migrants. But that wasn't even the most embarrassing part.
Kamala Harris is a radical California liberal who broke the economy, broke the border, and broke the world, frankly.
Somebody better tell the rest of the world that VP Harris broke it before anyone tries to use it again, or else things could get messy.
She's been unbelievable in terms of her badness to some of our allies, some of our great allies. You know who I'm talking about. Here is the record of economic calamity that Kamala is desperate for voters to ignore.
The former president was giving the energy of an unprepared fourth grader trying to get through a book report that his older brother wrote for him to present in front of his class. Without those evil teleprompters that Barack Obama invented back in 2008 to rely on, his dependency on his notes highlighted the amateur hour speech.
We had mortgage rates at around 2%, close to 2%, and they're now at 10%, and you can't get a mortgage. So that means it's a lot higher than 10%. I guess it is, whenever they want to give over the money, and that's a lot more than 10%. So when you think about double, they've actually quadrupled or more than that. Think of that, quadrupled, which really kills the American dream for young people.
He's got copious notes that someone gave to him, and he still can't rely on a number to lie to the public about. Last week, his rally numbers went from 107,000 to hundreds of thousands. And just a minute ago, migrants have gotten 100% of the jobs created. Wait, it was over 100%. And now, mortgage rates are at 10%. Or is it over 10%? He guesses. Why should anyone put a guy in the White House that's guessing the mortgage rates that are over 10% when no one else has to guess? You know, since it was hard to tell, this press conference was called for Trump to nail the Harris campaign on the economy and the price of regular everyday items, which he also fumbled.
Looking at things behind me, they did a nice job. Wow, I haven't gotten to see. That's good. I don't like the tags very much. Look at that, up 46% eggs. Wow, up 65%. Wow, school lunch is up 65%. How can a family afford that? But look at this over here. What a nice job. I think I'm going to take some of them back to my cottage and have a lot of fun. Like the Cheerios. I haven't seen Cheerios in a long time. I'm going to take them back with me. Bacon is through the roof. They're all through the roof. The milk.
Okay, maybe I'm nitpicking now, but shouldn't they have prepared him to know what was going to be behind him and maybe the increase in costs so that he's not doing a practice run-through during this press conference that everybody's watching? They didn't pick up on the bad optics of Trump admitting that he hasn't seen a Cheerio in years while he stands in front of his opulent Bedminster residence to complain about the cost of bacon and eggs to people that are forced to share a one-bedroom apartment with a couple other adults. The grocery props have actually become a traveling gimmick for him.
Look at this. So this is Tic Tacs, right? I don't know if I like the company. I've never met. I have no idea. They're so lucky. Look at all the television. This is the greatest commercial they ever had. But that's what happened. This is inflation. This is Tic Tac. This is Tic Tac. This is inflation. This is what's happened. I just happened to have, somebody gave me this one today.
Okay, what's the strategy? What's the objective in allowing this guy to pick through grocery items like a kid going through his old toys to decide which ones he has to purge? We all know the kid's gonna just play with the toys and not get anything done. Maybe they remember he has a history with Tic Tacs, though.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's her, with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the...
Well, at least we learned that he's seen some Tic Tacs more recently than he's encountered some Honey Nut Cheerios. But anyways, back to his press conference that gave the Harris Walls campaign a boost after rambling about how much he misses cereal and Joe Biden for nearly an hour. He finally took some questions.
Many of your allies who want you to win in November say your current strategy isn't working, that you need to stop with the personal attacks on Kamala Harris and deliver a more disciplined message. Do you agree?
As far as the personal attacks, her because of what she's done to the country. I'm very angry at her that she'd weaponized the justice system against me and other people. Very angry at her. I think I'm entitled to personal attacks. I don't have a lot of respect for her. I don't have a lot of respect for her intelligence. And I think she'll be a terrible president. And I think it's very important that we win. And whether the personal attacks are good, bad, I mean, she certainly attacks me personally. She actually called me weird. He's weird.
You know, it's probably about time for pundits, reporters, and even some Republican allies to stop asking this increasingly bitter former president to stop with these personal attacks on Harris. Because he's obviously heard it, specifically from Nikki Haley, and responded the same way every time.
I think that we've done very well. I think that we're hitting a nerve. I think this is a different kind of a race. All we have to do is define our opponent as being a communist or a socialist or somebody that's going to destroy our country. I fought Nikki very hard. I beat her in her own state by legendary numbers. And I get along with her fine. I appreciate that she endorsed me and all of that. No, I think that I think relatively to what they're doing and how radical they are and how in many ways how sick they are, I think I'm doing a very calm campaign. I mean, we're here. There's no shouting. Now, you'll say he ranted and raved, and not you, but some of you will say he ranted and raved. I didn't rant and rave. I'm a very calm person, believe it or not. If I wasn't, I probably wouldn't be around anymore, you know, probably wouldn't be around. But no, I think I appreciate her advice. I have to do it my way. You know, I ran against her, and I did it my way. People said I should maybe do it a different way, but I won in South Carolina by numbers that nobody's ever seen before. You know, it wasn't even close.
In other words, no, I'm going to do it my way, even though my way is currently getting my ass handed to me. He straight up said, all we have to do is keep calling her a communist and a socialist and someone that's going to destroy our country. That's all we have to do. No policy, nothing about how my policies are going to work to achieve the goals that are going to benefit the American people. We're just going to call her as many isms that we can think of for the next few months. I mean, it worked when I mocked Nikki Haley's name, her ethnicity, and intelligence in a primary full of bigots. I mean, it's got to work in the general election too, right? This is supposed to be the restart to the moment where their strategic adjustments actually kick in. So again, it's about time we just let the Trump-Vance campaign run their incredibly narrow-minded and increasingly negative race where they actually stump on the horrors of happiness and laughter.
She says she's having fun, but while she's having fun, Americans are suffering under her policies. When she laughs during a speech, remember that there are American families crying this very day because they cannot afford groceries. When she does these rallies and does these events and does these fake dances, remember that there are parents who lost their children to drugs or violence who will never see their children move again, much less dance again. When she tells you, and this is her new slogan, we're not going back, remember that for 3.5 years, that is exactly what we've been doing. We've been going back to a place where Americans aren't kings in their own country, but paupers. Now, I cannot get over, my friends, about everything about her campaign is fake. A fake joy that comes from being promoted to a new position instead of using the position you already have to do your job and make the lives of the citizens of this country better.